Welcome guys to the new weekly outlook for the upcoming week. As always, we are starting with the Forex factory and analysis of the economic news calendar to see what red folder news do we have for injection into the markets, because that is the liquidity injection into the markets. Because the news are always fueling the markets, but this is the upcoming calendar. We don't have a single red folder day for the next week, so the whole week we will be focusing on the equities open at 9:30 a.m. New York time. Let's start with the crypto. Firstly, today BTC didn't change much since the last time. It is still inside of this nasty range, swept the externals of the lows, and is not even going to the range highs right here. It's just shopping in the middle of this range. So there is nothing to do on BTC, nothing has changed since the last time. Ethereum, on the other hand, is potentially negating the gap that we might create right here. So monthly will be negated, so we don't need to be bearish about that. On the weekly time frame, what do we need to see is we need to see good weekly close today above this swing high, which means that this weekly FEG will then get disrespected, and the next highs will be this FEG and this swing high. Let me just blank it out. So yeah, once we disrespect this level and close above this, we don't have any opposing resistances in this area until we go to this weekly FEG, which will just act as a draw on liquidity slash speed bump, because this should fail as we are not trading from this FEG because it's not in the recent order flow leg. This is the leg that's old, and it is in deep fair value area. So the leg will be from this high to this low, and it's really deep. And once we flip this one, we should go to 2.5k almost. But we can also reverse, so nothing too safe about that. Let me just reverse this. Let's go to the daily time frame right now. So with this daily close, we finally broke out of that range that BTC is still inside of, and we also created the daily FEG above that range, which is the new context to push us higher. Push context, so daily internal range liquidity to deliver towards the external range liquidity, playing the market maker buy model. And we had not a good respect right here, but we are reversing and we don't have any daily opposing gaps. On the 4-hour, what do I need to see is we can use this one as a draw. We need a V-shape reversal, which is what we are kind of not the best one have right now, but I will need to see more confirmation right here. I would love to see this FEG or new FEG get filled, and then, for example, this FEG filled, and then new creation of the FEG for entries. Potentially, if we disrespect this one, there is zero resistances right there to go to the external range liquidity. But also I want you to see this when we zoom out. On the left side there is a lot of low resistance liquidity slash trend line liquidity, and we should pump through this like crazy, because like my mentor used to say, ICT, like a hot knife through the butter when we have those low resistance liquidities. Solana is the worst of all three major assets, because daily is just in chop, weekly also it's creating the bearish FEG, then it gets disrespected, then it creates the bullish effigy, then it's respecting so far right now, but the thing right here is that from range like this, I need to see one effigy create a new one and break out of the range. For example, if this is the bullish case, I will need to see this weekly push us higher above these highs, and then create the new order flow leg, new FEG, and then look for trades from there to these highs. But on monthly, you can see that the monthly candle closed like this, and we had a pull context to this FEG, so this can be the valid idea, but it's just lacking the strength. Ethereum is the strongest one so far. I just wanted to show you DXY. It's kind of breaking out of this almost a year long range, but it's still not enough for me. We had this 2 candle rejection from this FEG as the potential area to move higher, which means JBP and Euro should go lower. But if you go to the daily, this is just shop, so I'm not interested in this. Gold and silver are also still fucked, and I want you to see this on crude oil. So the thing here is that we are having some really nice respect on this monthly 2 candle rejection. You can see this huge monthly candle, and it's potentially gonna negate this monthly FEG right here, which is a really good sign to see for longs. Target will be this swing high. But let me rewind this and show you what do we need to flip. Right now we flipped this first FEG right here, closure above that. But now I need to see this gap. I can also mark it like this because it's like a whole gap. But we need to disrespect this gap. Once we disrespect this gap, in this area we don't have any resistances, and we also have failure swing, so failed swing, failed swing, failed swing here as well. It's also creating low resistance liquidity, and if we manage to displace through this gap or potentially create a new weekly gap right here next week, I think we are ready for these highs again, which is not good for our fuel prices and all. It's all dependent on the Trump and on the war news. Indices, my lovely assets to trade, finally are breaking out of the range which was getting me raped. So right now we feel these monthly FEGs, it's acting as a basically fuel to push us higher because we needed to refuel. We were chopping the whole month, and also June was really bad. Right now we feel these gaps and we should be able to push higher. We are inside of the push internal towards the external range context. ES is much stronger, S&P 500. It's got the SMT fill. NQ is weaker because it's filling those gaps. On the weekly time frame, we can see that we are sweeping this swing low and respecting the monthly FEG with a close. But we are disrespecting the previous week low, which is a bearish sign. So what is this disrespect telling me? That on the daily time frame we are most likely having the opposing arguments for the bullish side. We're gonna see that in a minute, and we can see how the S&P is stronger and it's not even sweeping the previous week low. Now let's go to the daily. Is there anything that can stop us from going higher from these monthly FEGs? Well, there is. What is it? Is this daily FEG, opposing one, bearish FEG. Now the price is in a trapped order flow basically, and we are trapped between this monthly FEG and this daily FEG. Basically price is in a cage until one level fails. And right now we can see that we are also disrespecting the previous day low and previous week low, so this is a breakaway gap. What do I need to see is that we need to flip this daily And then most likely we're gonna target this previous week high, equal highs. Look at this liquidity. It's resting so good up there. I would love to see potentially longs to this daily breakaway gap, and after that to flip it to the new all-time highs. But if we manage to go lower from here for a valid short idea, we will need to flip this monthly FEGs, which I don't think is the case, but everything is on the plate and is probable because this is market. Markets are uncertain and all are just probabilities. You just manage the risk. On the 4-hour time frame, we will need to flip all these FEGs tomorrow for me to look for valid long ideas. ES is kind of respecting it right now, while the NQ already has flipped the first one. So this will be it from today. You can follow me on socials for the updates. I will update all these assets in the upcoming week through my X and in our private Discord group with more process and refinements. And safe trading next week. Enjoy your weekend. Peace, guys.